in this meeting is the end of project meeting, but we still have 2 more months. Our idea is to finalize it properly, as well as exploring what do we want for the future, or what opportunities we will have there to advance. And well, we are really glad and happy with UDS and SARI to give us the opportunity to be here.
From the beginning, we found, just like other colleagues who reported, that majority of farmers were men because women don't own the land. And our situation is worse than in the irrigated area because it is traditionally held land. So there was never any attempt by government to say that, oh, women should also have the land. However, in some of our communities, farmers are here. They are kind of, I would say, considerate towards their female members, so they do give them land to farm and give them this opportunity, but the percentage is still low.
In Wagrinnova, the 10 partners, some of us have previous collaboration. When we started formulating Wagrinnova, we already have an experience behind. So it's not that we started from zero. When we saw the opportunity in Leap Agri that they were calling for projects that will look at sustainable intensification of agriculture production, we thought, this is our opportunity. So what we did is map people that have been working in water-based agriculture system, irrigation and lowland mainly, and put them together to think about what could we do, how could we address this problem of really the agriculture irrigated and lowland, why are not that productive? How could we do things slightly differently? And so we did a big effort to put together these collaborations. Many of us did not know each other. In fact, some we met here at the end because of this COVID problem. But it was nice because we managed to get partners with very different experience, all working in these systems. And so we start to think about it during the formulation, how could we address and what role will have each partner.
And so we are working in the Wagrinnova project on both the Senegal and the Burkina Faso hubs, both lowland hubs and irrigated hubs. And our role in the project was to develop two main innovations. The first innovation focused on what we call a role-playing game on water turns. So within irrigated perimeters, there's a lot of questions as to how people should organize water management between the different plots. There's a lot of questions about how much water it uses if it's not efficiently managed, how much petrol or diesel consumption there is from the pumps, and questions of inequity between different farmers. So we use a role-playing game which brings farmers together and puts them in other positions to be able to think about the consequences of their actions and think about ways to solve some of these problems and to have a more efficient and a more fair sharing of the water resource. So that's a game that we've developed and implemented with local farmers in the communities, and that we also then can use with other high-level stakeholders as well.
I have 3 phases in this project. The first one is to do the diagnostic in the lowland in the north of Senegal. And the second year, we are making some activities, innovation activities based on the diagnostic study. And the second year is to disseminate the results to the farmers. Mainly we are working on irrigation and fertilizer optimization, and also we are working on improving the pumping system for smallholder farmers.
Now we are at the end of project meeting of the Wagrinnova. A wonderful cycle of 4 years comes to an end. Of course, we have a lot of outputs that we are here to present, first of all, to our partners, and to see what works in a local scale, how can we upscale it into other communities, into bigger number of farmers, and what can we do with our partners to aid towards that direction.
So in Wagrinnova, interacting with researchers and farmers from different environments is the value that we gain when we interpret what happens in our hub and we contribute with what happens in our hub in such a different environment from the climate and social point of view. So we gain knowledge, we gain perspective, and we can improve our decision tools based on what we learn in another countries and hubs, and on the other way around. What we are doing in our hub and country may help to improve water management in other hubs. In our case, as I said, it's basically upscaling what we do at field level and to understand what happens at watershed and district scales.
Administrative end of the project, but scientifically the project is still ongoing and we have some field tests to finish. But roughly speaking, what is positive here, the positive things that we are finding solutions to make the producers more competitive, to reduce their costs. They are facing the energy cost that is very, very important for them. We try to find a coupling with some engine. We try also to fix the disease that reduces the yields, because as I shortly mentioned, they face also some fertilization issue due to some soil disease, and we're working and proposing some solutions in order to, we are testing these solutions with them, and so far this is very positive, and we will see at the end, at the end of the project to see if it will be adopted, and I'm quite confident it will be done because they are seeing the positive outcomes so far.
In fact, the workshop brought a lot of people together. There was an opportunity for us to learn from other institutions what they are doing. For example, UDS have started using a tool that is able to predict rainfall to the farmers, and we think it's something that is very important to SARI as an institution, because we find ourselves working in an environment where there is usually long dry spells. So if you have such a tool, it will really inform the timing of farmers' planting activities, as well as how to plan their activities in terms of the management of their fields and things like that. Other institutions also present their findings, doing underground irrigation, which is something that is not currently being done. In Ghana, even those that are practicing irrigation using underground water is at the minimum level, and we believe that if you're able to tap into that experience, we can actually scale it out and also channel those kind of innovations to the farmers as well. So this workshop has really enlightened my understanding and also open doors for collaboration in the future, and we believe that we're going to keep this contact and work together so that in the future we can put our proposals together and work as a team.